Hello, welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Elmara coming to you with the 100 Miracles in 100 Days project and the fifth dimension activation and effortless manifesting. Sorry, it was really hot here last night, 27 degrees Celsius all night, minimum. My brain's still fried. Thank God it's raining now. Let us begin by taking a big, long, slow, deep breath in, or a soft, gentle one. But follow your breath in. Let it out with some sound. Let's do this several times. Now when your awareness is within, return your breath to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And I just want to make a correction from yesterday's miracle. Yesterday I said, something about, there's a damn frog. What I meant to say, there's a frog in the damn heat. It's so hot. But sometimes, like I'm dyslexic as well as I'm channeling. And I remember you'll hear I paused after it and I've gone to correct it. And yet there was more information coming through. So I just left it. So I wasn't cursing the frog. I really love frogs actually. But I meant to say, the damn heat, the poor frog. And I said the damn frog and then kind of realized anyway. If you do my work and you channel really high level beings and they're trying to come through you as a human, that's why usually if I write stuff, I don't post it till the following day because I can read something and read it and not see mistakes. And I did that recently and someone read it and found like 5 mistakes, like really big ones. It's also why sometimes I say, my training will start in February when it actually starts in March, and I know it starts in March. So anyway, today is miracle number 55. We're going to start with just a quickie activation to the first step of my fifth dimension meditation or activation. So bringing awareness into your hands. Breathe in. Point your hands to the sun and breathe out and tie the energy from your hands around the sun. Don't think about it too much. Just make it your intention to take your attention to the sun. Breathe out and you'll be there. And then just breathe in. Bring the energy down from the sun. Breathe out all that source light into your body, into your 100 trillion cells. Breathe the last 5% out through your feet and connect into Mother Earth. The core of Mother Earth, where there's another big golden sun. Breathe in and bring the energy from Mother Earth back up with all the energy, all the minerals and nutrients and everything you need to sustain your physical life here on Earth. Breathe that Earth energy out into your body. Take the last 5% up to the sun. I promise you today's miracle is worth it. I'm just a little whatever. Breathe in. Draw the energy down from the sun. Breathe it out into your 100 trillion cells and your 100 trillion telomeres, taking the last 5% down into Earth, tie it around Earth. Breathe in and bring the energy from Earth all the way back up. And breathe it out into your being. Take the last 5% out to the sun. And I want you to continue that up-down breath, focusing on your breath. Breathe in, breathe source light out into your body. Connect into Earth. Breathe in, draw energy up from Earth. Breathe out into your body, last 5% up to the sun. Your breath draws the energy. So focus on your breath. While I tell you about today's miracle, which also happened in Central Tilba, but and it's kind of about someone else, which is really groovy. So I lived there for 2 to 3 years. I lived in the area, and about a year into my stay, some gorgeous people came up from Victoria and took over the local cafe, which had been closed for ages, and it was a smash hit. Within weeks, they were fully booked. The food was delicious. My mouth's watering remembering it. They had the best homemade jam, homemade scones, and it had the tilba cream. Oh my God, they were delicious. They had the best coffee or tea, or Devonshire tea. I was going to say tea, scones, jam and cream, but that's known as a Devonshire tea that I'd ever tasted. And still to this day, I haven't found anything that's matched it because most people use some crappy cream. But they had the rich tilba cream that went with your Devonshire tea. But they just had great homemade meals as well. Um, Beck and Harvey was a chef, and Beck was too. But they just did really, it was a really, they did the place up and it just looked gorgeous and it was always hard to get a seat. There was another cafe that was down on the corner, so it would have been the first cafe that people came to. Like there was just like one main street. There was like 200 people total population. It was more like one of those little towns that you go to visit. It's a historical town, but it had lots of interesting things in it. It had the Tilba factory, a leather. I really recommend if you ever go up that way or down the south coast of New South Wales that you definitely call it in to Central Tilba. There's not much there, but in terms of there's not much there to, you blink and you'll miss it, and if you don't turn off the highway you won't see it, but it's certainly worth seeing. So there was a cafe. When I first arrived, it was called the South Cape Cafe. That cafe, in that time that I was there, must have changed hands about 5 times. Nobody could make a go of it. They always struggled financially to make a go of it. And then Beck and Harvey decided to take it over because they were just always fully booked or had a queue going out the door for people waiting to get in and get their food. So they decided to take it over. But interestingly, within a short while, people just weren't going in there. And I tuned in, and the first thing was that I could see someone sitting there, a man, an older man, really angry with blood all over him. And he was just really angry that people were in his house. And he kept chasing people out the car park. So even if people weren't aware of this, they would have at some level sensed it. So the car park that was next door to them, which was like a general car park for the whole street, because it had all these, bespoke shops all the way along with all sorts of different things in them. But the car park for it used to apparently be his yard. And anyway, so I asked Beck about this. I went, do you know anything? She goes, oh, that must have something to do. She goes, yeah, there was some teddy bear murders or something. And I said, oh, she goes, I don't buy into that, Elle, she says to me. I said, that's okay. No worries, darling. I go home and I ask my friends that have been there forever, and she goes, oh yeah, like in 2000, the woman who used to have a teddy bear shop there, or used to sell teddy bears out of her house, out of the front room of her house, just up and, axed her husband to death because he was just too boring was her reason. He was just dull, I think was the word that was used. Or no, he was sulking or something, I don't know. But anyway, it was some ridiculous reason, but she took an axe to him and killed him, like hit him 8 times or something. So, God, he must have been terrible for her to have done that. But anyway, so that's what it was like. And when my friend told me, who'd been in the area forever, that's what had happened. I went, oh, that's what it is. He's chasing them all out because there'd been like 5 failed businesses, and there was no reason for Beck's and Harvey's business to be failing because they were still doing a roaring trade down the end of the street, but it was kind of quiet. Anyway, my belief system. So this is the reason I wanted to share this miracle with you. My belief system, or what I've been taught, is that, I would have needed her permission to be able to help that guy go home. And I offered to do that. She goes, "Oh, no, we're fine. We'll sort it out," she said to me. And that's really just because she didn't believe in that. So I was telling my friend Rosie about it, and she's been a healer for a long time as well. And Rosie says, "Oh, that's rubbish," because she has a different belief system. She goes, "No, if the guy's stuck here, someone needs to take him home. Give me a minute." And so I said to her, "But don't you need to get permission to do that?" She goes, "No." And so she just goes, she sits there for 5 minutes, and Rosie, when she works, her head starts shaking. So, and then within a week, Beck's place was fully booked again. So I just wanted to, and so, there's a great gift in being able to work with people who've passed over, is the point. And if they're still stuck here, it's of no fun to them, but they sometimes do just cause, like the guy still thought it was his house. He was still like, get all these people out of my backyard. So anyway, Rosie takes him home. Within a week, she's fully booked, exactly like they were down at the other cafe. So just a little bit of an interesting miracle for you, that when you do have the capacity to help a lost spirit go home, it does help them immensely. So take a big breath in for me, please. And just because you can't see it, or just because you don't know it's happening, or just because you don't understand what's happening, does not mean that there isn't something happening. So I don't know if Beck ever really kind of put two and two together, but it doesn't matter. The bottom line was this poor man who was still stuck here, like years after, his fatal death from his darling wife. So, and they're the sorts of things that you can do and make a difference in the world. And sometimes you won't even get any thanks, and you won't even get paid for it. But you've made a difference. I knew that Rosie had made a difference because the place was fully booked within a week. It's still there now. They're still going strong. It's the first business that survived in like 5 years. It's probably the first business that survived in, the whole time, like the whole blooming, since they passed away. But to my knowledge, it was the first one. And I'd heard that their businesses had always struggled on that corner. So take a deep breath in for me. I just said you a little bit of fifth dimensional energy. Remember, we are doing our fifth dimension training starting in March. I haven't put the information up yesterday, but it is there from the day before that, and I will get it up on this one today as well. Alrighty, just keeping this one short and sweet today. Alrighty, love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. Have a truly blessed day, and bye for now.